when I came out and came to Arlington and started drag, I knew that there was a place for me. And I knew that doing drag, I would be able to express my art or my funniness, as they call it. And I think that the community accepted me right away. You know, not as a drag queen, but just as a funny person. And so yeah, and I'm very proud and honored that I have survived 50 years to even just talk about it. You know? So yeah, I thank the community for accepting me and loving me and giving me lots of their money.
Hi everyone, welcome to After Hours, a fun historical debrief and game show where we ask some of the most prominent queer DC icons for their hottest gossip and wise advice. We are joined here today by the DC drag icon, Donnell Robinson, aka the Ella Fitzgerald, who was once a member of the Washington Academy and host of the legendary show at Ziegfeld's. So you've just had such a beautiful career here in the district, and our listeners have heard some of your fabulous and really funny stories about you performing at Ziegfeld's, your first drag audition, and just running the Ziegfeld pageant. But I'd love if we could start out today talking about what drew you to drag and why you wanted to be your drag queen, or if you even knew what drag was once you started.
I didn't know what drag was until I came out in 1975, and I went to the Pier 9, and I put two and two together. There was this beautiful blonde trans girl, and I didn't understand why she was lip singing, because at that time we didn't know about trans, so I thought it was a woman just lip singing, and then that's how I learned. I'm like, oh, so I can do what she does, but not have to have all the changing, the changing my body. So I started drag right away. That was in the summer. Then I went back in the fall of October, Halloween time, entered the Halloween contest, and I got to do drag as Geraldine. And that was my first big stardom, $50 winner career.
What did you wear that night?
I wore my Geraldine red dress that I'd used when I was in junior high. Same outfit, same pocketbook. And of course, I didn't have to perform. I just had to walk out because it was a contest. So people knew the character.
Got it.
So I didn't have to perform. I just had to walk out. And that's what happened. And there were three categories, like extravaganza, most beautiful, most this, and comedy categories. So I was amazed when I saw the ones that were giving all this extravaganza and white feathers and beads and chiffon, and I'm like, wow. So that's what we can do, or that's what I can do. And it took me 10 years before I got to do that. Yeah.
So
when I joined the academies, it's when I went from comedy to more classic, sophisticated, sequins, feathers, rhinestones, boas, updos, all that, crowns, all that. So the academies is where I really changed from being a comedian. I did some comedy, performances, but they didn't refer to me as a comedian once I joined the academies.
How did you talk about that transition from comedy to glamour? Could you give an example of how your act sort of changed once you joined the academies? How did your looks look different? How did the performances that you gave, how did they look different once you sort of learned what you learned in the academy?
Well, in the academies, you could basically do all of it: comedy, drama, disco, whatever. So once I got out of that comedy level and being in the academies and changing different looks and gowns instead of just something out the thrift store, or something out of a little bag. So the academies taught me, if you want to be, and the academies offered so many prestigious titles. If you want to be Miss Universe, you have to dress this way. If you're going to be Miss Gay America, you have to dress this way, or the Queen of Hearts, or Cinderella and Prince Charming. So the academies were more formal, a formal gay organization for drag queens and women and men. And we got to elevate. You know, it was kind of done like on Mary. So you've been in the academies now a year, so now we're going to give you Mother of the Year. That was my first big title. And then Mother Mame, bless her heart, came to me. She said, "Dear, we're going to make you the first Black Miss Gay Universe." I was like, wow, they really do love me. Okay. So I got to wear the crown of stars, 1986. That was one of the probably my biggest highlight of my drag career was when I was Miss Gay Universe, because I was the first African American one in the group. The beauty pageants were Miss Gay America and Miss Gay Universe, and you had to what do they call in merit? You had to climb the ladder. Like when they first decided, if they wanted you to be Miss Universe, you had to be third runner-up one year, second runner-up, first runner-up, and then they crowned you.
Wow.
But you had to pay to wear the crown of stars. So it cost us $600 to be Miss Universe.
$600. That's a lot.
Back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Mother Mame, she says, "My dear, we want you to be Miss Universe." So the first year you had to pay $100. Then you had to pay $200. That's three. Then you paid another $200, and the last year the $100, and then the night of. So it was predetermined. Miss Universe was all, and that's how they started it. And back in the day when they had it, what I was told in '68, they would have these big elaborate dinner parties in your home, and you'd have at least 4 queens that were wanted to be Miss Universe, and whoever threw the most fabulous party would be crowned Miss Universe. And then it got so much out of hand. I was blessed. They stopped that in 82, 83. And then they started making us pay $600 to wear the crown of stars.
Do you think it was the academies that really made DC feel like home for you as a drag performer?
Yes, but a lot of the back in the late 70s and 80s, a lot of the people didn't know of the academies, or they didn't attend any of the academies regular weekly functions, because we had functions every Sunday.
Right.
And the bar back then was across the street from the FBI building. It's now Wells Fargo. At the corner of 9th and Penn, to your left, there's a Wells Fargo, and that's where the bar was. It was Louis, the barn, and then Oscar's Eye, which was the home of the academies on the 3rd floor. And that's where we all came out. It was there in that big building. It's crazy to come down 9th Street. I can't help but turn to the left, and it's a Wells Fargo. It's crazy.
The city's changed a lot.
Well, yeah, everything. The whole, and the gay scene as well. You know, we're always, it's only like Racine and I, it's only a handful of us left that can talk about any of the little history from back then. Like 9th Street. People would have never believed what was there back in 1976 when I was 21 years old.
And
this is from the old Ziegfelds, that picture.
Oh, I love.
That's the way it was set out.
That's so pretty.
That was that was the old Ziegfeld. So the stage was in the round, and the audiences was all here, all around in front of us. All around the staircase was. That was the DJ booth, and the staircase was up there.
It was like
up there.
Wow.
Yeah. 16 steps we had to come down.
Oh, and all
down
those
to
heels?
the floor. Yeah. So our dressing room was like up here. Then we walked out. There was a little area to stand, audience could see us, and then we had to come down, and then out to the stage.
Oh my gosh.
At the old Zig. I forgot about that picture.
Bro, I wish we still had something like this with the small little tables and the stage. Very glamorous.
And that's the other thing that I'm really disappointed. It's sad that of all places, the nation's capital, that we don't have that anymore. Because there were only 2, Ziegfelds, and then across town, it was called Town. And y'all remember Town, the big disco?
We weren't here when Town was open.
But you heard about it?
We've heard about it.
Yes. And they were, in a sense, our competition. You know, but it was a whole younger crowd that went, whole different crowd from U Street that went to Town than came to Southeast.
Right.
Whole different crowd. We got all the bachelorette parties and all the boys, naked boys upstairs, and the daddies, and a mixture of everybody. where town was mostly young.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
crazy
a fun
night.
photo.
Yes, I was doing the song, a bitch. Y'all know the song, bitch. I hate the world today. You're so good to me. I know that I can't change.
Oh, I don't know if I know that
I'm a
song.
bitch. I'm a liar. I'm a sinner.
Okay, yes.
I'm a saint.
Yeah.
I was doing that at the old Zeke Fest one night, so I would take these pretty boys and bring them upstage and take their clothes off of them. Not that, just not nude.
Yeah.
I'd take the belt out and put it around their neck and walk them around the stage and do crazy stuff. Oh yeah. So that type of comedy compared to the '60s and '70s,
Right.
because this was probably in early 2000s. That's still kind of a comedy, but not comedy.
Right, not
More
the
drama.
roller skates.
Yeah. So I had this affair with this white boy named Kendall. I was supposed to go to bingo one night, and he said, "Donnell, we're not going to bingo. We're going to buy you a new outfit." And we got this little pants. I never liked it because of the color. I hated it, but it was new, and I wore it.
It's pretty.
I didn't go to bingo one night, and he made me go buy this for like $100.
Oh.
Somewhere down on Route 1. My most memorable night was probably this, when the first Zeke Bells closed, 2006.
So, what was that last performance at the Ziegfelds like?
That was insane. That was a Saturday night. Yeah, I think we had over 2,000 people.
Wow.
It was crazy. The doors were open. We didn't even really get a chance to lip sync. We just walked around and picked up money. I did 4 performances. I'll never forget that. 4 or 5. And the next day, me and one of the dancers, they had a backbone, one of the boys, Robbie, came to my apartment, spent the night, and we chilled out. Got up the next morning, had to put all that money together. $2,173 for lip syncing. I wish I had it today.
And that's
that
just
was in
because
2006, yeah.
And you were just
gave
loved
us,
in the community.
All of us, and me, it's like 5 queens and myself that night at the old Zeke Bells. Mm-hmm. And everybody made over $2,000.
Wow.
It's a lot of money. And then we were closed for 3.5 years, almost 3. And then we moved 2009 to the new location. Yeah, that was crazy.
Did you know that Ziegfelds was going to reopen somewhere else when y'all had to close?
We did not. We had no idea.
How did that feel, not like losing this place that had been your home for so long?
We were all devastated. We were devastated, and financially, because we made so much money there. Everyone suffered. And of course, I'm doing hair. But it was, and of course, we all were doing shows. We're all over the city too, wherever we could find a gig. I did a lot of different little bars. In Adams Morgan, worked a couple plays. I worked at Perry's a little bit. I was a bar on 17th Street, Chaos, and of course my friend Freddie from Freddie's Beach Bar.
Right.
Yeah, Freddie and I've been friends 40 years. I worked a lot at Freddie's. So, and then we reopened in February 2009 at the new location, and then we were back to the grind. But that wasn't really home, even though I came out at that bar because it was the pier when I came out, Ziegfelds too. But the original Ziegfelds was home because that's where I started in 1980.
In this segment, Donnell's going to show us the tricks of the trade when it comes to drag makeup while we talk about all the fun stories about getting ready for the shows and how makeup has changed over the years. So, what was sort of like your first step that you would like to do?
Okay, so me personally, I always start with the blush. And why I start with the blush? Because it gives you a guideline on, in other words, it closes out your face and gives you a guideline or blockage. So I'm going to go right under your bone there and give you just a little bit of contouring. So the key word is to blend.
Blend.
Blend. You can wear as much as you want as long as it's blended. You see, you still see that, but see how I'm blending that out? You all see that fading, but you still see that line? Yes, someone say yes or no.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What was sort of your favorite thing about getting ready?
Eyelashes.
Eyelashes.
The eyelashes tells the whole story.
How long would it typically take you to get ready?
Normally, once I start, I can have my face done in 45 minutes.
Wow.
45 minutes is average, with no interruption. Look up. You get all that up under there. That's what I do first. I do my highlight, my blush and highlight. And then the next thing I do is my lip. So you can use, and especially if you want to have it on there, you don't have to use a lipstick. You can use a eyeshadow if there's an emergency. But see how your lip now is just it's there, same shape, but it's just a little more intensified.
What was your favorite trick of the trade that you learned while you were in the academies?
They learn from me.
Oh, they learned from you.
At this point, yeah.
What did you teach?
Being African American too, and I did a lot of the makeup. I painted Mother Main for years. For years.
How did your makeup routine sort of change as you, like over the decades of you performing?
With time, how did it change? Cosmetics changed, so we were adapted to learning different techniques. You know, we didn't have all the colors back in the 70s and 80s that we have now. The makeup now has changed. You know, thanks to RuPaul's Drag Race, everything is over the top. It's extra. Me personally, I don't think they blend as much as we did. You know, back in the day. In blending, they wanted more pronounced, so to say, drama.
What do you think really makes or breaks a drag makeup? Something that can ruin it and something that can fix it?
Eyelashes.
Eyelashes.
If you don't have the right eyelashes on your eye, it's not going to look right. You're either going to look too closed in. Now I notice it's eyelashes for me, always has been, but I notice a lot of the kids now just using top lashes. I was taught to use top and bottom, and I kind of started that trend. Matter of fact, in the academies, wearing bottom lashes, but I learned it from Mother Main. But these for them, that would be their bottom lash.
Oh wow!
When you look back at old school, yes, Miss Ball and all of them, oh yes, they were nothing but eyelashes.
If someone were trying to get into drag makeup or learn about makeup, where would you think is the first place for them to really go and learn?
From another queen.
Another queen?
Just to be from someone that does it. And then what I also teach people or tell people, learn basics from everybody. Then you do your own technique. You put everybody together. Oh, I remember he taught me this, or she taught me this, and she taught me that.
What were some of your favorite things about getting ready with all the different queens in the dressing rooms?
Bitching, listening to them complain. Do I have to open first after you tonight? Who's going first? I'm doing that number tonight. Can I borrow some eyelash glue? Can I borrow some crazy glue? Didn't I let you borrow crazy glue last night, young lady? Buy your own. Anybody got an extra pair of pantyhose? Just like in any theater dressing room, all that. And I loved them and wanted them to look their best, so I would give in and still bitch at them. Didn't I tell you to buy crazy glue last night? And girl, you got to run in your hose. Oh, I just did it. You're a liar. You had a run in those hoes last night. And this is one of the tedious things of drag is eyeliner. I hate it. I hate it. If you don't have the right eyeliner, pencil, or pen, it can take forever to get a smooth, straight line. Sorry about the pressure I'm putting on your head, but I don't want you to move because I'm almost finished there. Whew. That's hard.
I was never good at eyeliner.
But you got these big, beautiful lines, so see how it makes it pop?
Yeah. See, but
Impeccable.
it's so hard to do. How long did it take you to feel like you really mastered?
I haven't.
You haven't?
After 50 years. Look, I'm up in there, I'm like, oh, come on, God. Oh, I hate this because I got some new ones and girl, eyeliner is the worst.
How expensive was everything?
Oh, girl, I don't know where to start with that. Every weekend I had to just to do drag. $20 easily. Crazy glue, nails. You have to repaint or every 2 weeks or whatever. Pantyhose. Just routine stuff. Baby wipes, baby oil to take it off. Bobby pins, hairspray. And that was just basics.
Not even counting all the other extra accessories that you have.
Right. Foundation. Always $30, $40 to cover our beards. And then the translucent powder to dry down. And then our makeup. And eyelashes and more eyelashes.
So even though you were making a lot of money during like the peak of like Ziegfelds and everything, you were still having to spend a lot of it.
A lot.
To just maintain the look.
A lot. And having wardrobe, having new outfits made. All that. Right? Because I had at least one outfit every 2 months. Wow. So just because I made $500 Saturday night, I got to go out Monday and spend $350 to buy fabric and then have someone make it another $75 to $100. So yeah,
wow.
It was we were constantly investing. We were constantly investing, putting it back into each other. Don't you feel so different now? She's so pretty. She's so pretty with a lot of face.
Thank you so much for being with here tonight. It was so fun to be able to talk all things about drag and to do the drag makeup. I look fabulous, and it's all thanks to you. Thank you so much.
Just a little touch up.
Just a little bit. Nothing crazy.
That's so cool.
So to send us home, we're going to have you leave a voicemail on our Bear It All After the Beep phone. Her name is Fifi, and you can tell us about your favorite queer memory in D.C. So here you go.
Hi, this is Donnell. Just here to let you know my favorite memory was today hanging out with Abby and her crew. And my favorite memory probably was being at all my wonderful gay prides for 50 years and performing for my friends and fans and all that. I like the phone. Bye. I gotta put Abby in drag.